Welcome to today's video. We're going to be going through a 10-minute routine to improve your flat-footed squat. You can go through this daily if you wish, or take bits from it that you find the most effective and just add them to your daily routine. If you have any questions regarding any of the material in this video, just drop a comment below and I will get back to you. And finally, if you have any requests for any ranges of motion that you would like me to cover on this channel, again, just drop them in the comments below. All you need for today is a block. Let's begin. Passive ankle dorsiflexion. You can set yourself up here with the ball of your foot on a cube and just lean forward into that ankle. You can also use your heel on the front of the block or cube in order to press it down. This way you can lean forward some more and get the heel of that base foot off the floor. This will increase your ankle dorsiflexion. So you want to be doing a roughly 30 seconds on each ankle, and just allow the calf and the Achilles and all the posterior chain of that leg to stretch. This exercise will help you to get your knee further forward over your toes in your flat-footed squat. Next up, we're going to go into an elevated deep lunge. So place your cube in front of you, step onto it and lower down into a nice deep lunge. To begin with, if you need to put your knee on the floor, that's absolutely fine, but try to build up to keeping your knee off the floor. You want your knee to go over your toes here, and you want to try and compress and hinge at the hip as much as you can. So try and connect your ribs and your stomach to your quads here. This is going to increase your ability to fold yourself into your squat when you are doing it with both feet. So step onto the cube, lean forward into your lunge, and again try to fold your body right through that leg as you can see here, and get all of the hip flexion you can, knee over toes. 30-second holds on each leg will do. And next up we have our seated butterfly. So you're going to sit yourself in a butterfly position and you're going to push down on the inside of your knee. From here you're going to try to bring that knee back up towards your face for 10 seconds. And then once you've done your 10-second contraction, you're going to take an in-breath and push the knee down further. Try and use your glute muscles here to help the knee go down, and try your best to keep the opposite knee down as low to the floor as possible. So push down, and then you are contracting against your arm, 10 seconds, and then you are going to go push a little bit deeper into the stretch. Do 3 10-second contractions and push downs on each leg before moving on to the other leg. Once you've completed the butterflies, you're going to lie yourself down and you are actively going to lift one leg up towards your chest. You're going to allow the femur to follow the contour of the hip and travel a little bit out to the side. You're then going to grab your shin and try to squeeze that leg in as much as possible and as close as possible to your ribs. You can dorsiflex the foot here as well. This will mimic your squat position, and try to actively keep that leg up as compressed as possible. You're then going to let go of the leg. You must try your best to keep the leg as deeply flexed into your body as possible. You're going to hold this flexed position for 10 seconds. Moving on to the next leg, same thing, lift it up, allow the femur to follow the natural contour of the hip so it'll travel out to the side a little bit. You're then going to grab it, keep the foot dorsiflexed here, pull that leg in as much as you can, trying to keep the other leg nice and straight and connected to the floor. Once you've compressed the top leg into your body as much as possible via hip flexion, you're going to let go of it and actively try to keep the range that you achieved by compressing it in with your arms. Finally, you're going to relax. To finish this section, you're going to lift up both legs and simply grab your shins and mimic the squat position. Again, try and keep a bit of dorsiflexion. This part is not very active, you're simply just getting into that squat position and pulling your legs in a tiny little bit. Shake it out, and we are going to move on to our frog position or squat mimic. So as you can see, we have our knees out on the floor here, and we are trying to sink our body nice and deep into that hip hinge, and use your arms here to push yourself back into that squat position. As you can see, this position copies the squat. You can imagine if you were upright and your feet were grounded on the floor, you would be in a squat position. Walk your hands back to rest and then go straight back in, and again use your hands to try and push your hips back into the squat position, essentially trying to push your body and your hips into as much flexion as possible. Once you've done 30 seconds a couple of times in the frog position, you're going to stand up into your wide squat, and from here you're just going to sway side to side, trying to bend one leg whilst keeping the other one straight. Next up, you're going to walk your hands out to one side, and again you're trying to get your body nice and deep on the inside of your thigh via a hip hinge. Use your elbow and your arm here to try and creep your body inside of that thigh. You can also grab your foot here and start to pull your body nice and deep into that squat and into that hip flexion. If you can, keep the other leg straight, otherwise you can bring it in and bend it a little bit, no problem. Try and spend a minimum of 15 to 20 seconds in the hip hinged position before you walk your hands out to the other side, and you are simply going to repeat. Again, if you can, try and keep the other leg straight, but if you need to bring it forward and bend it, that's also fine. 15 to 20 seconds on both sides is a good benchmark, and then you will rest, limber up, and next up we're going to move on to our Cossack squat or Cossack crouch. So try and lower your hips and your weight over a single leg, and if you can, start to rock backwards and forwards. Try and get that heel as close to the floor as possible. If you cannot get the heel on the floor here, it's okay. Just make sure you are consistent with this whole routine, and eventually you will be closer to getting that heel on the floor. Remember that your body responds to the activity that you do, so you must be consistent with this kind of work in order for your central nervous system to respond and give you more range. Finally, you're going to finish with a flat-footed squat test. You can hold on to something here to help you, or simply try to do it with no support. Have a little look, test it, and we are done. Let me know how you got on down in the comments and if you enjoyed it, and I will see you next time.